to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
This man doing this.
I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Very excited about this episode today. It's Friday, man. The energy is going to be high today. But we got some good topics for y'all before I bring up, two co-hosts that's actually on the show today. We got to talk about Tubby Tua. Tubby Tua signs a new 4-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. They got it done, making $53 million a year, the highest paid quarterback on a 4-year deal. We got to talk about that. Trent Williams, another 49ers. He's not being like, Brandon Ayuk, who's actually holding in. He's holding out. He's sitting out. So we got to react to that. We got David Dollars going to kick that one off. And last but not least, right, we got to talk about I do this all the time. We got to talk about Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Russell Wilson had an injury. Mike Tomlin set him out, but can Justin Fields be the starter before the season starts? But like I said, I got two bros with me. I got Davey Dollars, fresh out the doghouse. Once again, he's not doing the doghouse. I'm not saying doing the doghouse, but he's leaving the doghouse. And we got special guest, Patriots fan and Indiana Pacers fan, my man Tony, and MVP of All-Too Well. Can't forget that. How y'all doing, fellas?
Cam started off being funny. That's hilarious, man. I'm doing great. I can't wait to talk about today's show. More 49ers drama, so of course gotta talk about that. Tubby Tua got his contract, and then like you said, Justin Fields. I heard that he's been throwing dots in training camp, so let's see how that goes. How you doing today, big bro?
Hey man, I'm doing good. I'm doing quite well. I'm enjoying basking in the glory of MVP. I just want to point that out again. Yeah, man, it's a great show. I talk about these topics. These are some great topics to talk about, especially the news of the day. So I'm ready to go, man. Let's go, Joe.
That's good. That's a little nice setup right there. I like that. I like the background. It looks nice.
Hey,
all right, y'all.
It's Friday. We just because Tomo ain't here don't mean we ain't about to turn up like we always do, because it's Friday. People happy hour is over, but it don't matter. You can have some happy time here while we're talking about these topics. Enjoy the show, and let's turn up.
Turn me up.
Jody, do you think?
All right, y'all. We are streaming this on 2 platforms, Facebook and YouTube. So like the video on both platforms. Also, subscribe and follow if you haven't done that yet on all of our platforms. We're on every social media platform. Share this video with a football fan. We're going to talk about some NFL today. Share the video with an NFL fan because, they can be involved in the show by being in the comment section. Right? We can see all the comments I will be putting down. Shout out to my boy Kevo. First comment, he said, "What up, fellas? Take Tony off mute." It's a little insider, right? You had it. If you know, you know. All right. And then gotta get this comment shout out too. All respect to the MVP, Tony. I got a hot dove or a trophy. Don't be stingy. All right. And listen, man, last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. And then we're going to kick this one off. And we got to talk about Tubby Tua with the breaking news. Tubby Tua signs a $212.4 million contract. It's a 4-year contract. It is $53.1 million a year, which is the highest 4-year contract in NFL history. And obviously the highest contract in Miami Dolphins history. And then he had a message for the fans and the people. Once he signed a contract, let's go ahead and play it.
We're here. Got some breaking news for you guys. Although I never break any news, this is the first time for me. Just wanted to say that I agreed to a contract extension with the Miami Dolphins. Just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Ross. Want to thank Chris Greer, Brandon Shore for working endlessly on this deal. Want to thank Mike McDaniel for believing in me. Want to thank all my other coaches as well. I also want to give a big shout out to my teammates for believing in me, for also supporting me throughout this process. And then I also want to thank the fans as well. Fins up.
There it is. So look, since we have somebody on the panel right now who is going to be doing a panel eventually of this very division, AFC East, he's a fan of one of those teams over there that usually go up there at the end of the year when the old guy was the quarterback and lose to this team. I don't know what was going on with that, but Tony, Patriots fan, one of the quarterbacks in your division. I just want to know what's your take on it. Do you think that the Miami Dolphins made a mistake? You thought that Tua earned this contract? Just give me your feedback.
It's mixed feelings, and I'm happy that he got paid. Right? You can't ever want to see people like people not have money, right? People not get those contracts. If they can get it, go get it. Now, has he earned it? No. So I don't think he earned it. He has. I think he has benefited from all the weapons around him, right? Which is what most quarterbacks are supposed to do. He's benefited from a lot of weapons around him. He got a lot of guys on there with speed, right? So if you can just throw the ball out there, most of them can just run the ball down, right? He only threw 29 touchdowns last year. Was it 29? I believe it was, right? So he had a pretty good year, But should he be paid this much money? I think they probably did it a year too soon. That's how I look at it. Can he do it again? Can he replicate what he did the last year to earn his money? Right. That's a lot of guaranteed money. It's a lot of guaranteed money for a guy who's we all know, one pluck in the head and he's anyway. So that's just my take on it. I mean, I don't know. I think that money could have been spent on protecting him a little bit more. I think he did a lot. He did well getting down last year, but that was last year. Let's see what happens this year. As far as his message goes, I don't know. I don't know that do they really believe in him? Do they really believe in him, or have they settled that no one else wants to come there? And that's how I look at it. Like no one else wants to come there because beforehand they were shopping him around. Before last year they were really shopping for another quarterback behind him. But so we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Is he going to play up to the contract? We'll see.
Dave.
So the Dolphins didn't do an excellent job in getting him protection, but they got him some protection. They signed 2 offensive linemen this year in the offseason. They also got him some other help as well as far as defense. They got him another tight end in Jonnu Smith. They signed Jordan Poyer, who was with the Bills, so they got someone that was within the division who knows that. And I would say that they believe in him because his teammates are always defending him, especially Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill always says that he's more accurate than Patrick Mahomes, and I think it has been multiple times other than this offseason where he said he would pick Tua over Patrick Mahomes multiple times. So that's happened before. So that to me feels like that they believe in him. Mike McDaniels for sure believes in him because he kind of sort of catered his offense towards what he does best. So I would definitely say that he believes in him for sure. Now the front office and the ownership is a different story. I don't know if they believe in him that much because they were definitely thinking about trading him away and stuff like that, and maybe not giving him his contract. And as far as him far as him deserving this contract or not, I mean, he still has yet to have a playoff win. He does very well in the regular season, but what matters more? What matters more is what you do in the playoffs. He has not gotten his team over that hump yet. I don't think they've had a playoff win since what 2000 or something like that. It's been a while. It's been a long time since they've had a playoff win. So that's something that he needs to be striving for this year. But as far as him deserving it, I would. Has he done anything to say that he deserves it? Not necessarily. Off season stats. I mean, regular season stats will say yes because he had 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, over 4,000 yards, one-on-one quarterback rating. So that looks like someone who deserves a good contract. But if you look at everything else, then I would say no. But he's the next quarterback up. You get next quarterback up, and that's pretty much how it goes for just about any position. Now, whether he deserves it or not, I would say no, because he didn't do anything outside of the regular season to say that he deserves another contract. But he was next man up, and they don't really have any options right now as far as quarterbacks. But I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't think anyone would not want to go to Miami because Miami has weapons. They have everything there. And if they didn't have Tua, they probably could have waited and get Dak because we don't know if Dak is going to get a contract. Just imagine if Dak Prescott is down in Miami with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Jonnu Smith and all those other weapons, and then those running backs that he got. So you never know. It's just right now, this is what they got to deal with because they don't know what the situation is going to be with other quarterbacks. So this is kind of what they have to do.
All right. Does he? First of all, congratulations to Tua for getting a contract. And y'all know how I am when it comes to the contract. Based on the market, yeah, he deserved his contract. Probably a little bit more. Trevor Lawrence got $55 million still last time I checked. But this don't do Jordan Love no favors to becoming the highest paid though, because Tua took $53 million. He took less, when it comes to the year by year basis than Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, I think for the market wise, he deserved it. Now, does he deserve this contract based on him? I'm going to say yes. Because it's kind of like he plays the quarterback position, all right? Where else they going to go? He's going to, Tony said, wait for one more year. I mean, he was going into the last year of his contract. As an NFL player, you don't play in your last year of your contract. You hold out until you get a new contract. And, based on the numbers, he led the league in passing yards last year, fifth in touchdowns, even though he was only 29, was still fifth in the NFL. Fifth in QB rating, and also fifth in completion percentage. So the numbers say he was a really good quarterback because he's not the highest paid. Don't forget that, y'all. And lastly, I know, Tony, you said something I disagree with. You said he's only good with weapons, right? With Tyreek Hill at 18-11, people forget before Mike McDaniel got there, Tua was winning. Tua is 16-8 without Tyreek Hill. So he has a better percentage record without Tyreek Hill than he does with Tyreek Hill. When they was going through them tanking years and not tanking years, when the head coach didn't want Tua playing, Tua was winning games. He was winning games, And at that time, Tua was known for being one of the most accurate quarterbacks. So, but the problem with the Miami Dolphins is they're just too finesse. I feel like their defense, was on and off last year. They had a lot of injuries on the back end of that defense. And then it's not just Tua, man. It's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill sometimes in these big games, he disappears. You know what I mean? Like so against the Chiefs on the holiday, against the Eagles, you know what I mean? He dropped a couple of touchdowns that game. That Tua put on the money. So I think that yes, because Mike McDaniel is a head coach. Tua is good with Mike McDaniel. Okay, cool. Mike McDaniel is going to be the head coach for the foreseeable future. Okay, so Tua is going to be good with Mike McDaniel. So I feel like he deserved this contract, and yes, they did the right thing by paying him.
I mean, he had no other choice but to build an offense for him, right? The offense that was suited for him, right? All offensive-minded coaches do that. They'll build an offense for the guy there. With the exception of your guy, I would say that the offense that you guys had was already was good for anybody in back there. As long as you are good at timing on that 49ers offense, you're going to be pretty good behind there. Right. And that's the one thing that Brock Purdy is he's very good at timing. But But yeah, what I would say, what I would say is, I don't technically disagree with you, Joe. All right, I don't disagree with you. But what I'm saying is that he still had weapons there before Tyreek got there. So Tyreek just added on to it. And as far as Jonnu goes, what you're saying, he wasn't even that great in New England with the quarterback that he should have been better than the other guy. But the other guy was he's a more of a receiving type tight end. But Henry outplayed him most of the time because he was just lazy. He became lazy once he left. He left the Chargers, I believe, right?
Who you talking about again?
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Patriots can't stand that dude.
When he left San Diego, he became real lazy. He got a contract and became lazy.
Got all that money for y'all too.
Exactly, and he went there into Atlanta and did the same thing. So it's not like it's much of a difference. So he
had a career high year last year with the Falcons. It wasn't great, but it was career high for him.
I mean, does he really have to have any better numbers to have a career high? He could have had one more catch and it'd been a career high for him. Career season for him. So I'm not saying that I don't want to see him make money, right? I don't want to see quarterbacks like that make money. But I'm not sure he's earned the right. There are other guys in there that, and hold on. What you said about Jordan Love, I do agree, right? This wasn't a great thing for Jordan Love.
If he wants to be the highest paid.
If he wants to be the highest paid one in there, I don't think this was a great deal for him, because now Green Bay is going to look at him like, well, I mean, right?
Yeah, but I want to play all game.
Yeah, but I mean, you won it against the Cowboys. So I mean, no disrespect, no, and for Cowboy fans out there, that was not a slap at you guys, right?
That's just a standard for the Packers. You have to beat the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Exactly. They just know it's just for some reason. No matter who the quarterback is, they beat the Cowboys, right?
That's facts.
So yeah, but yeah, sometimes yes, but no, by no means that he has that contract is weird, right? And it was like 167 guaranteed or something like that. So it's like something like that, right? So I mean, we'll see how it pans out for them, but I don't know if it was a great idea to do.
I'm trying to look. Two guaranteed dollars were. Let's see. We're going. It's 167 million. Ooh, that's a lot of guaranteed dollars, though. But hey, Tubby Tua.
That's my point. The guaranteed is why I have a problem.
Tua agreement.
Contract Tua.
I like that thing. That's right now.
That's nice.
Yeah, I had to find something that would make some kind of sense.
Well, speaking of making sense, can we make this make sense, Dave? Trent Williams is locked up until 2026. Brandon Ayuk is on his last year, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to hold in. Trent Williams like, man, I'm not all these years, but I'm holding out. They're going to have to restructure this contract, all right? I'm like, I need some more guaranteed dollars. So Dave, this is your squad, man. I mean, y'all got a lot of history on the drama when it comes to, these contracts, Deebo Samuels, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Deebo, Brandon Ayuk. Probably Trent Williams at one point. I'm not sure if he held out, though, the first time, right, when he got his contract. But Dave, talk to us. What's up?
My boy wants more guaranteed money. This last year was his last year full of guaranteed money. He won more. He's scheduled. I know his yearly contract is scheduled to go up in the next 3 years. I think it's 20 million this year. I believe it's like 25 next year, and then 33 million in the last year. So he just wants more guaranteed money right now. And more than likely it's going to happen. It's just that he wants to know why it hasn't happened now, because we could have did the same thing with him that we did with Christian McCaffrey. With Christian McCaffrey, he still has some years left on his contract, and all we did was extend it more and give him more guaranteed money up front. And that actually saved us money. Honestly, this could do the same thing, and it would bring us a lot closer to giving Brandon Ayuk the contract that he wants, because he wants to be the highest paid, or if not one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league. So that would more than likely help out. So I'm not sure why it's taking so long or why it hasn't happened yet. But Trent Williams, to me, is the most important person on this offense, because without Trent Williams, this offensive line is not the same. He is the guy that leads that offensive line and leads this team offensively, because you might not see the stats because the offensive lineman, you're not going to see like the pancake stats and all that stuff like that. But you know that he hasn't allowed a sack since the 2021 season. He hasn't allowed a sack since then. Not a playoff game, not a regular season. He hasn't allowed a sack since then. So that lets you know that he's still the best left tackle in the league. And he does everything he needs to do for this offense. He helps with the run game. He helps with the pass game. That's why Brock Purdy is able to play the way that he needs to play. It helps Christian McCaffrey get more open runs, even though we know CMC is already great. But it makes it it makes it a lot much easier for him. And it makes it easier for all the other guys like Debo when Debo's in the backfield. It makes it easier for him. It makes it easier for Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle to block as well, because George Kittle is the greatest to me in the league, the best blocking tight end in the league. I don't think anyone else is a better blocker than he is. You can try to name someone else, but no one does what he does. If you saw what he did at Aiden Hutchinson in the NFC Championship game, that'll show you that George Kittle is the best blocking tight end in the league. And you know, this offense will not run the way that it needs to if Trent Williams is not out there. So this needs to be a priority, and it needs to happen ASAP.
I agree. I think George Kittle is the best blocker tight end in the league. Now, look, this is the situation right now. Trent Williams is 36 years old. Trent Williams has a contract up to 2026. Trent Williams has no more guaranteed money on his contract. And you know how it is in the NFL, no matter how good you are. And Trent Williams is a guy who don't miss games. You know, since being the 49ers, he played at least 14. He played 14 games his first year and 15 every game after that. But then, you know, a lot of them years at the end of the season, he got on play. You know, last year he played 15 games, but, you know, the last game of the season, only nobody played for real. And he missed that one game after the Browns game, right?
He missed one. He missed that one game after the Browns game. And then the last game of the season, I don't think he played that either.
Yeah, he set out. So, but the one time he got hurt, we saw it. Even with CMC, we saw the change. And I agree. Out of this whole offense, Trent Williams is the glue. He's the most important guy because the offensive line. So really ain't the best offensive line, but with Trent Williams there, you know, it makes it so much better. And without Trent Williams, a lot of things are not functioning.
It makes it so much worse when he's not out there.
Yes, it does. You know, I know firsthand. Dang you, Ron Rivera and dang Snyder. But anyways, so I think that he's doing the right thing. And I'm pretty sure Dave feel the same way. Like, and all 49ers fans. We know the 49ers are going to make sure he plays. We know they're going to give him more guaranteed dollars. We know this. The one thing you got to make sure you take care of is that front line. You got to take care of them.
Because if you don't take care of Trent Williams, if you don't take care of Trent, you bound to say that Brock Purdy is going to get hurt this year.
Exactly. And you know, you trying to win this Super Bowl this year because Brock Purdy is coming up next year. This is like, you know how the Cowboys are saying we're all in. We all in with our roster. No, the 49ers are really all in because they know that if they don't win this year, like some guys going to have to go next year. Some guys going to have to go. Some going to have to change next year because Brock Purdy might get a huge contract if he plays another good season. You know, so I'm cool with it. I think I'm happy he's doing it, and I feel like the 49ers are going to take care of him sooner or later.
Yeah, but you got to still remember he's still 36 years old, right? And you got to take that into account for offensive lineman longevity. Okay, it's the reason why Joe Thomas isn't in the league anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of injuries. No, you know, it's a reason why. Now, I do agree with you guys wholeheartedly that he should get paid, but it has to be done the correct way. It has to be done the correct way because you got to take into account that he is 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the contract was built the way it was built. That's why there are no guarantees in his last few years because he's 36 years old.
Still the best lineman in the league.
Still the best one. It's still probably the best O-lineman in the league, I think, right? And there's some people, and see, I think what happened is that the kid in Minnesota got paid, right? And a couple other ones got paid. I think he's looking at
those guys were due for contracts though. It's a little different.
But I think he's looking at their contracts and he's like, hey, I need something that mirrors this.
No, I don't think he's worried about that. He just needs some guaranteed money.
I think, but see, here's the thing: the guarantees is what he's looking for. You're right.
Yeah.
But I think he wants it to mirror something what they have up there. It's going to mirror what they have. I guarantee you, when you see it, it's going to mirror what those guys have. Right? It may not be exact. What's up?
If Jason Peters, now look, Tony, if Jason Kelce, who is also 36 years old, say, you know what? I'm gonna play 2 more years with y'all, Philly. You think they're gonna give him some guaranteed money?
Of course they are.
36 years old, because of the value he brings to that team.
Of course they are. It's no question.
Although he's 36 years old, Jason Kelce is rarely injured. He played most of the games, and he's still the best center in football.
So here's what I would say with him, right? They would have probably done, and which I think is what's going to happen with this one right here. I think they're going to probably do a year-to-year guarantee money with him. They will probably do that with Kelce also, do a year-to-year type contract where, I know.
And that was a 1-year contract. And how he was taking shots. He said, I'm going to sign with y'all.
But what I'm saying is, so what he's talking about with Kelce is what I think they may end up doing with him also. They may come in there and do a 1-year guarantee contract and do it year to year with him. No, right? They may do 2 years, right? Or something like that. They're not going to give him a long contract. It'll be like a 2-year. It'll be kind of like it'll be kind of like how they restructure Brady's contract every year. But you know what I'm saying?
But hold on, Tony, it's a reason why he was on a year-by-year contract. Like he said, Colin Kelce, it was the reason why he was on a year-by-year contract because he was contemplating on retirement. He was.
No. I agree with it. I'm not saying it's in there, but it gives a framework for what they can do, especially for financially for the 49ers, right? Because they still got to look at other things that's in there. You got 2 players that's disgruntled. You don't have 1 player. You got 2 great players that's disgruntled. All right. So you're gonna I know we're not talking about Brandon right now, but he's still right there. He's there, but he's sitting on the sideline like a fan.
He talking about Rich every day. So he not as good disgruntled as it seems.
But keep it real though, like they said, he just get hit with the franchise tag. There we go.
yeah, true. He very easy to get with that.
And the thing is and it's like I said earlier. This if Trent Williams gets signed, it's not going to hurt our money. It's going to help.
It probably won't, right? It probably won't, and it probably should.
Right, actually lower the dollars to give him more guarantees.
And see, that's what I'm saying. That's why
the same thing we did with CMC.
But that's why I said they're going to probably make it a Brady-like contract. If you go back and look at so everybody always says this thing that's false about the Patriots never paying Brady. Right? People say that all the time. Oh, he never got paid. It is false. It is false, man. Brady would restructure his contract, and they would give him signing bonuses that be in the range of $27 to $30 million, and he would play on like a $6-7 million contract. So I can see them doing something like that because it doesn't hurt them against the salary cap. You know what I'm saying? Doing a contract like that, and if they do something like that. I mean, it will work out for both people. He got his money because I think with game plays or something like that, with games or something like that, he's looking to make about $35 million this year. His contract says like 20 or something like that, but it's like 35 really. So he's really technically still going to, with the contract he has right now, be one of the highest paid tackles in the league, in the top 5 or 6 or something like that. He still will be in there, but it's just the fact that there's no if he gets injured, which he doesn't really do. That's really what the guarantees really cover, right? Should he get injured, but he plays so well. He doesn't do that, right? And you guys are right. Without him, did you like, do you ever watch him down the field with CMC?
Yes.
like people. I don't think people. I think people come in and say that he's good, but he's great. Stop calling him good.
Hall of Famer.
He's
definitely a Hall of Famer.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best. No, he's the best right now.
Yeah,
like you've never seen someone that's 6'5" and like 315, 3 whatever it is that moves like that.
Yeah. I still remember. I still remember that game against the Packers in the playoffs where we moved him in motion.
I remember that. I remember that too.
To get us open.
Imagine that you were a linebacker and you
see Trent Williams moving in motion. You like, oh my God.
Or you a DB in the nickel and you see that.
Yeah,
you like, man, please don't run away.
So I don't. This is in what, its fourth day of this. I don't see this lasting more than 10 days. It'll last probably 10 days. They'll wipe out that. They'll give him whether he's what 50,000 a day or something like that. He's getting fined or something like that. All they'll do is put that in his contract, right? They'll put that in his contract. He'll pay whatever the fine is in the contract from there. And this will be over back in 10 days, less than 10 days, 10 days or less. They're not going to let him sit out like that. John Lynch is too smart.
They also have the option to not fine him at all. They put him on the non-football, non-injury list. So
right, but it's still, he's still getting fined. But
what I'm saying is they have the option to stop the fines if they want to.
They won't. They won't do that.
They did it. All I'm saying is they did it for Bosa last year. Bosa didn't get fined at all.
Yeah, but Bosa thing was a little different.
No, I'm not go there.
You got a younger player too.
But listen, ever since I saw Chris Jones last year, hold out the whole offseason, didn't play week 1, showed up to the game in the press box.
I know, right?
And got his bread. I look at these situations like, all right, bro, they're going to get paid. Like, if it's a very, very important player like a Chris Jones or a Trent Williams, we talking about, like, we need you to win a Super Bowl. They're going to get paid, bro. That's why I'm not tripping on CeeDee Lamb right now. Brandon Ayuk is different. I feel like the 49ers can still, like, be a good team without Brandon Ayuk, you know? But, come on, Cowboys need CD. We know that. You know, the 49ers need Trent. We know that, you know? So, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to happen. Davey Schefter, he's going to be on. He's going to keep us updated.
Of course.
He's going to let us know first. So, I ain't tripping. And he's going to be like, he's going to be quick to his phone up. But anyways, we got to talk about an AFC team, right? Pittsburgh Steelers, shout out to my bro Vaughn. They got 2 quarterbacks on their roster who were starters last year, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. But Russell Wilson was named the starter going to the training camp, but he's dealing with a calf injury right now. And Mike Tomlin decided to let that man sit out the first practice, which is crazy. And Justin Fields had the number 1 reps. Yeah, today too, right? So let's hear what Mike Tomlin got to say about making that decision.
You know, starts aren't always ideal, but that's like life, man. Russ woke up today, man, his calf was tight. It was my decision to sit him down today, create a little short-term discomfort for him, not allowing a small problem to become a bigger problem. He can be characterized as day-to-day. But on the flip side of that, it was an awesome opportunity for Justin and a challenge for our offensive unit to deal with a little adversity at the outset. You know, we all like to start with great fluidity and clean, but man, football isn't always like that. And so really I looked at it as a good thing for a collective, a challenge for the offensive unit, a challenge and an opportunity to get to know Russ a little bit, man, create a little short-term misery for him, opportunities for others. And so that's the story there.
All right, so look, I'm going to kick this one off. And so the question is, will Justin Fields be the week 1 starter? And to be honest with you, I don't know. but I'm going to go with no. But I would not be surprised if he's a week 1 starter. I don't know if y'all remember. Let's talk about Russell Wilson, right? Rookie year, Seahawks, gets drafted, I think in the 5th or 4th, on the 3rd round probably. He was in the 1st or 2nd round pick, right? And the Seahawks had just signed Matt Flynn, who played well when Aaron Rodgers got hurt against the Green Bay Packers. With the Green Bay Packers, he played well every one game. He threw 5 touchdowns, right? So Matt Flynn got signed by the Seahawks, got paid $15 million a year, which was a big contract back then. And then Russell Wilson ended up being the starter, coming into that, ended up beating Matt Flynn training camp and getting the starting job. So Russell Wilson firsthand understands taking advantage of your opportunity, right? And in the NFL, man, you gotta think about it. Russell Wilson, yes, he has the name. It's the name. Russell Wilson's getting paid how much? What, $1 million a year? $1 million this year, something like that, or $2 million? He barely $2 million this year. So it's not like he's a high-paid quarterback like Matt Flynn was. And this is the beauty of Mike Tomlin having 2 starters on his roster. He can be conservative. He can say, you know what, Russ? Because Russ wanted to play. You know what, Russ? It's cool. Go ahead and sit out. We're going to roll with Justin Fields. And Justin Fields is trying to read us a moment. So if Justin Fields, it's up to Justin Fields, not Mike Tomlin. I feel like if Justin Fields play well with the first unit, Mike Tomlin will make that call to start Justin Fields. But then again, I mean, he did let Kenny Pickett start all those weeks out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Throw him an interception. So, but I'm going to say it's going to be Russell Wilson going into the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. I think it's gonna be Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson is he's actually making 1.21 million a year. What this year? So that's it. Not even 2 million. 1.21 million. For me, I don't think Russ is gonna be out the entire training camp and preseason and all the way up to week 1. That's for me. I think that's what it would have to be in order for Justin Fields to be able to see the field in week 1. Russell Wilson will have to be hurt all the way up until week 1. Although I think Justin Fields is playing great, right, as far as what I see in training camp right now, he's doing well with the first unit. He since the offseason has started, pretty much he's been creating some rapport with George Pickens, who is their best wide receiver. So that means a lot right there. And we heard a lot of stuff about him possibly being a kick returner and stuff like that. We all knew that wasn't necessarily going to happen. It was funny to hear, funny to talk about. Honestly. Yeah, but I mean, I don't see it. I don't see Fields taking that job in training camp or in preseason. Honestly, I think it would have to be in a regular season game for him to be able to say he's our starter for this season. I don't think it's going to happen in training camp right now. Plus, Mike would pretty much be going back on his own word, and Mike Tomlin doesn't necessarily do that. If you really think about it, look how long he kept Matt Canada. He didn't go back on his word. He said he was going to keep him, and he kept him until he absolutely had to get rid of him. So Mike Tomlin is not the guy to go back on his word. He pretty much said that when Russell Wilson got here, he was the starter. He was going to be the starter for the season. This was going to be a season where Justin Fields is pretty much going to be the backup. Although I think that's a bad decision. I think that he should make them compete. But I'm not Mike Tomlin. So, yeah, I see Russell Wilson starting.
Can I ask you fellas a question?
Okay.
All right, real quick. Would you say that Mike Tomlin is a great coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people want to say that though. Dave want to do this, right? Dave was want to do.
All right. Okay. Would you say that
I'll say
is a good coach?
He's a good coach. Yes, I'll say that he used to be a great coach.
Let's say he's a good coach, right? Would you say that Mike Tomlin is the type of coach that sees? He's a foreseeing coach. He's one that looks down the line.
Yeah, I would say that.
I don't know because I don't know. If we talking about Mike Tomlin before Ben Roethlisberger retired, then
can we just answer the question?
Right now, no. I'm gonna say no.
All right. Which quarterback needs more reps?
Justin Fields.
All right. So now my answer. All right. What you always want to have is your backup quarterback prepared to come in when the starter isn't ready. When the starter isn't good or something's going on with the starter actually does get hurt because Russ ain't hurt. Russ was running around doing some other stuff out there. All right. He ain't hurt. Okay. Like his calf got tight. Now, what I would do is go over there and talk to that strength and training team, right? And talk to them for a while and be like, hey, look, when they come in, this is just a preliminary thing. Let them run around, hop side to side. Are they good? Let them go out there, right? that extra stuff they did, I don't know what they were doing in there, and Russ kind of gave us a hint that it was a lot more than they normally go through. But Russ is a guy that's been starting in this league for a long time and has been consistently successful in this league. Justin Fields hasn't. Justin Fields needs the reps. He needs to get out there with players and get into a real offense where he's not looked at as the guy that has to make all the plays. Because on that Bears team, he was looking at the guy that had to make all the plays. He doesn't have to do those on the team. He has weapons around him that will allow him not to have to do that. Right? Russ is going to be fine. He'll be good. Right? He's not up there with Sean Payton anymore. He's not, up there, treated like a junior quarterback anymore. He'll be treated like the star he is, and he's just sitting back and allowing this rookie, because that's what Justin Fields really is. He's still a rookie in this league, and the only reason why I say that, I'm not saying that he is. He knows how to play in the league, but what I mean by that is he doesn't know how to be a starting quarterback yet. He knows how to be an athlete that plays the quarterback position, but he doesn't know how to do it. But he does know how to throw the ball. He has a great arm. But you've never seen it, because no one has developed him into being that type of guy. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? No one's developed him to being that guy yet, right? So I think he needs more reps. I think Mike Tomlin's playing that game. That's why he said what he said. Oh, I just decided to sit him down and let him sit around and do it right there, But, you can call him day-to-day. Yeah, we know he's day-to-day. He's day-to-day to letting this guy become better, because if he goes down, if Russ goes down, what do you have after that? You have Justin Fields. And you got to get Justin Fields ready to play and in the mindset of being a quarterback and not an athlete. He's been an athlete in this league and not a quarterback. Because what's the one thing we've always said about Justin Fields? Man, that was a great run, man. He had 1,000 yards this season, almost 1,000 yards this season running. But would you say that about him throwing the ball? Man, that was a great pass he threw over there. You can say that very little, but you always talk about him running. He has a great arm. I remember him at Georgia. I remember him. I was upset when he left Georgia to go to Ohio State, right? Because I knew the potential he had when I saw him there.
The Ohio State.
Ohio State. But go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Two things. So he's gonna get his reps with the first, second, third unit. No matter what unit he is, he don't get his reps as a quarterback. But the build a rapport with the first unit, I will understand that. All right. And I will say this too, to kind of piggyback on what Dave said about Mike Tomlin saying that Russ is the starter. For the coaches, the save face as a coach is easier to start Russ and when the season start and go to Fields versus start Fields and go to Russ. If that makes sense, what I mean?
Because Fields will never get back in there again, and it's going
to
hurt. It's going to hurt him more. Yeah,
exactly. So worst case scenario, Fields came into the season, and also when he signed Russ, they had no intention of getting Fields. So who knows how those conversations went?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Because they signed Russ, and then the Bears came out after that and said, "We are drafting Caleb," and then that's when Justin Fields stopped being up for grabs.
Yeah, but everyone knew they were going. They were playing.
We weren't sure because it was news coming out. Remember that Caleb wasn't trying to be with the Bears. You know what I mean? His camp came out and said that. People actually believe that.
This ain't 1983. Okay, you can't pull a John Elway. Okay, he wasn't going to pull a John Elway.
If he didn't want to be there, the Bears were going to draft him.
They would have drafted him.
You think so? Think so? If Caleb really didn't want to be with Chicago, going out. So my whole thing is this, though. I think that because of that, I'm pretty sure he told Russ they had a plan for Russ and all that stuff, and this also to make Russ feel better. Even though he's not on a high contract, I get he's on a 1-year deal, prove it deal. So I think it's better for Mike Tomlin to go with Russ. And to figure out what Kevo said in the comments, he said about the players. The players, I agree with him. I think the players will lean more towards Justin Fields. I agree with that 100%, And I don't know, because Russell Wilson, I don't know. I just think that Justin's the future. We know that. Mm-hmm. So I think that he's going to go Russell Wilson first just because it's Russell Wilson. And then if Russell Wilson falls in his face multiple times, I think it's gonna have to happen over and over again. Maybe like week 6, he might go into Justin Fields, or Russ might get hurt. God forbid, or hurt during the season. Justin Fields comes in regular, like you said, Tony, in the regular season, and then if he plays well, he just keeps his job.
So he Russell. Excuse me, Dave, I don't want to cut out. This is the last thing I want to say about this, but Russell is pretty much the equivalent of John the Baptist to Jesus. He's there just to prepare the way for Fields. That's what his job is. No, I'm serious. That's why
I got good knowledge. I got you.
Right? He's just that's basically what it is. And forgive me, Lord, if I
Alabama better be perfect when he coming.
But I'm sorry. Oh God. Oh man. All right. Anyway. No, but that's all he's there for, man. He's really there to prepare the way for him. And I think Russ knows that's what his job is right now. Unless he has just the most phenomenal year. Like Russ has to throw for darn near 5,000 yards for like 35, 40 touchdowns. And the Steelers have to go 14-3.
That'd be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm to keep this job next year. That's what has to happen. He has to have. He got to have a crazy year, and if he has,
he's got to win. I feel like
that's the thing. For me, it ain't even about the stats. He got to lead them to. He got Russell Wilson. What he has to do to keep this job is get them to 10+ wins this season. That's what he needs to do.
That's a gimme.
That's not a gimme. That's not a gimme. That is not a gimme, Tony. Tony, the last few seasons, how many times have they won 10+ games? Please tell me this.
They didn't have to win 10 games, but how many times they go
I'm saying they need to win 10+ games in order for Russ Wilson to keep his job. That's what I'm saying.
To the playoffs. How many times they go to the playoffs with a mediocre player? With mediocre quarterbacks, they still have made it to the playoffs.
If Russ only gets there with a mediocre record, just like those mediocre quarterbacks, he's gone next year. That's what I'm telling you.
He's gone next year. Yeah, I think he's gone.
Yeah. But I give you 10, Dave. Like he earned his way out.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he got to win. If he wins 10, 11 games this season, then they're not going to move.
He won't be a star next year.
No.
Russell right now is playing to be he's playing to get a position on another team right now. He's basically auditioning for another team. That's what he's doing. That's basically what he's doing. That's what the 1 year is for. You know, how is he and not just as a starter, even as a backup on the team. Okay, if you play this way right here and the kid takes your job right there, how do you play as a backup to him? Do you go in there and you play the snotty role behind him, or do you go in there and you teach the kid how to play and do all the things like that? That people are looking like that for veterans to do that for on teams. Look at so many guys that did that. So we'll see.
Hey, look, Tony, to piggyback on your prepare the way analogy, I can hear Russell Wilson now. I throw passes for you in the regular season. The one comes after me can throw passes for you in the playoffs. He said his cleats. I'm not worth untying his cleats.
Yeah.
And Russ didn't have a bad year last year. He threw 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He had a 98 quarterback rating. He threw for 3,000 yards. That's not bad.
And that was
and they won like a 5-6 game win streak, and they was beating the Chiefs. They beat the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And that defense went crazy.
And that was with receivers that actually thought that catching the ball wasn't their job. You know, so yeah.
That's that week 1. I don't know, Kevo. Week 1.
I don't think week 1.
I was with you with week 5. You know what I mean? That's a problem.
Yeah. Week 5, yes. Week 1, no.
It's not happening. It's not
happening. Mike Tomlin will have to do something he's never done before, other than when he got Big Ben. Because if you look at it, Big Ben wasn't week 1 starter. What I'm saying is that would be something that's like crazy.
Right.
But what I'm saying is he don't normally start rookies the first week. Other than Kenny Pickett, he had no choice.
But Kenny Pickett wasn't a starter.
He wasn't a starter.
Even that too. He had Mitchell Trubisky and what was the other quarterback?
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. And that's why I disagree when y'all say that he sees the future and makes decisions. No, he don't, because he kept those bad quarterbacks in that entire time. So he don't see that. No, he don't see the future all the time.
Yeah,
But Justin Fields
Mason
ain't a
never
rookie
good at
though.
all.
At the end of the day, so.
But what I'm saying is the other guys, Mason Rudolph and the other guys weren't rookies either, and he was still making sure that they was seeing the field more than Kenny Pickett.
Hold on, Tom ticking on Tomlin. Who was the one that said something about Tomlin last season? Everybody pushed back on it in the chat.
About
when I was like, yo, like Mike Tomlin needed to win. I say he need to start winning. And they were like, no, man.
I agree with you.
I was like, bro, we are talking about he just getting over the hump every year. Like,
but that was the
same. Gonna set up for that?
Hey, but remember, that's what I said about Bill Belichick. I said, look, these last two seasons, he barely got to the playoffs. Then he missed it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Tomlin and Belichick. There's a difference between Tomlin and Belichick. Okay. And let's be real. Belichick was making all these crazy decisions about this.
Yeah, GM. That's why he was out.
He was the GM making all the crazy decisions.
But Mike Tomlin decision making too.
He makes some decisions not like that. He makes some decisions.
Bad decisions. He kept back.
Those are head coaching decisions where Belichick making some dumb GM decisions. Like bro,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's totally different. Tomlin, he still hasn't had a losing season.
That's what they talking about.
He hasn't had a losing season.
He hasn't had a losing season as far as regular. He hasn't had a losing season as far as the regular season. Is that it? Is that all we? That's that.
I'm not trying to kill Tomlin. Like, you know, me and Dave got different. I got a way I feel about Tomlin, but Dave a little different from me. All right, so I'm gonna leave Dave with that. But like, I'm cool with Dave feeling that way. He has a reason for that way. But Mike Tomlin, you are with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, come on now, Boston Celtics. They haven't won titles in years, but they still got the high standard because the Lakers are right there. They trying to be at the Lakers. That's the Steelers and the 49ers, the Cowboys, the daggone Patriots. They trying to keep up. So are we really going to settle for 8-8 every year, 9-8 every year? That's me. I'm like, bro, I get it. He gets them there, but we get blown out on the first round every year.
Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough.
We living for to make the playoffs now as the
Steelers. So Joe, what I hear you saying is that Mike Tomlin is Moses, and he won't get him into the promised line. They need a Joshua.
Okay, Tony. Man, we need Joshua, man.
They need a Joshua. No. I don't disagree with you guys, right? I think that he's had I think that he's out of respect. I think that out of respect for what he's done there, kind of like the same thing the Patriots are doing with Belichick. Out of respect for his winning way, they haven't made that decision. But he better not have a bad year this year. If he have a bad year this year, he doesn't gonna need to make a decision. They'll make the decision for him.
Nah, the Steelers have what, 3 head coaches and they whole franchise history from like that?
4? Is it 4?
4 something like that. So
three,
I don't even know who will be next in line. Tell you the truth.
Yeah. They don't have no other. But you know, this really started for them when what's that linebacker that career ended with the injury? What's his name?
For who?
For the Steelers, the one with the ball head. I can't think of his name. No, it wasn't Harrison. It was another guy. Another young. It was a young linebacker. He got a horrible injury and never came back. But ever since that doggone injury, man, that Steelers defense has not been the same. Ever since
I can't think of his name either, Dave.
I can't think of his name. I'm trying to think of his name, but I can't think of his name. But ever since that and see, the defense is that you remember they've had good offenses, but it's really the Steelers defense that has been the marker of that team.
Yeah, man, TJ Watt. Talking about that's
always been a marker of that team, right? So, but
was it Cole Holcomb?
No,
Cole Holcomb.
I can't think of the guy's name, man.
Ryan Shazier. Ryan
Shazier. That's his name, Ryan Shazier. After he had
a spinal injury.
Yeah, that spinal injury. And after he had that injury, man, that defense has not looked the same. You know what I'm saying? And they've gone and drafted some people that have never panned out.
Oh yeah,
has not panned out. So that's what I'm saying. When about them, like they've made bad decisions defensively. Now, I still think not paying.
They did good defensively. They drafted good defensively and everything,
but they haven't panned out. They haven't panned out.
I don't think the defense is the problem.
You gotta think about it. TJ Watt been hurt too. Like
no. The Watts injuries have hurt them a lot because he is the catalyst. He's the engine. He's the engine behind that defense, right? He's really much the engine behind that defense, and he causes a lot of turnovers.
In the league, bro.
But once he gets tired, they did, dog. They did. And but remember when they had who was the two linebackers they had? Man. When they lost to the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
You going way back?
That linebacking core. What I mean by that is what I'm saying is that linebacking core was so good that if one got tired, the other one can make up for it. Who's the other one's going to make up for it when TJ Watts gets tired?
He don't get tired.
He does.
Man, TJ Watt is dead, man. That dude, man.
He does. And that's why
he a machine. I don't know what you're saying, Tony.
He gets tired at times, and that's why they pull him out sometimes because to try to conserve him for the fourth quarter now because he does.
We can't play every single down. That's not
what I'm saying. They do it more often now because of the injuries first. Also, first is the injuries, then also he gets tired. Right? He also gets tired. What I mean by that is that they don't have that other guy.
They did just sign Coombs from the Ravens, right?
Patrick Queen.
Yeah, but let's see how they pan out. But I'm talking about prior defenses. The last couple of years, they haven't had that guy that can come in there and be. There's no Palomalo there. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about like another position? They got Fitzpatrick.
There's no other guy there. Fitzpatrick. No, I'm not saying. I'm not Joe. He's playing. He wasn't a problem for us. What I mean is that he wasn't. But what I mean is that there's that guy that can cause the havoc that he causes. You know what I'm saying? They always had another guy that can do that. Even when Harrison was there, there was always another guy.
On the line, Hayward.
Yeah, he does his thing sometimes, but he's getting old.
Yeah, that's true. But and then they got Joey Porter Jr. on the cornerback side. They also got Dante. I like Dante Jackson. Man, they going straight.
I think Porter Jr. will develop. He developed well. I think he'll develop well. He's developing pretty well.
Their defense is not an issue for me. It's more so the offense.
It is. The offense. No. The offense is in the offensive line, and that's how I was about to go to, Joe.
According to Martin Archie Harris. All right, y'all. Let's wrap this out. Great show, man.
I forgot to change the banner. This was the title for that. And I had the other one up the entire time.
Good field position. They cooking right now. All right, y'all. My last word is this. Shout out to the R2R Network. Shout out to the R2R family. I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to my boy Kevo. We missed you, man. By the way, Dave and Tom are gonna be hitting you up for my TK Suites, and they will be hitting you up around Super Bowl time for my next batch of TK Suites. So we got another TK Suites bet going on. If you didn't know, Kevo. Shout out to Tony for being on the show today. You know, MVP. You know, rocking at the numbers might go back to back. We'll see. Nobody has been back to back in MVP. So it might be the one. Back to back.
I'm still showing up on other shows. So I don't know
about Dave, you put us on work with Coach Coombs. Let you know right now.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been watching.
You put on working. You know,
I told Coach whenever he need me on the show, just let me know. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You put on working. You know, y'all went out through the whole division. You know how many videos that was?
Anyway, yeah, that was what, eight videos.
You wasn't working. But I'm excited about the future of Refuse to Lose Sports. Shout out to the Commanders. My Jane Daniels looking sweet in the training camp. Kings. And that's all I got for y'all.
I'm glad they
y'all have a good weekend.
I'm glad they cut you off when you talked about the Kings. I'm tired of hearing about them since they got DeMar DeRozan.
D-Roll, we got in the fourth quarter. Fox, D-Roll.
Hey, for me, just great show. I'm glad to do the show with my brothers, my blood brother, and then my brother from another mother, of course. So
we got a single pleasure.
Right, we do got.
No, don't mind the ring light. I look a little brighter.
But nah, man, I'm this was definitely a really, really great show. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets and signing Russ. Got a 2 years, $6.8 million contract. let's see what happens this year. I think he now has an opportunity to get another ring. So let's see. And Kevo, I hope you watched the episode yesterday when we talked about Hurts and Kellen Moore. Your boy D-Jack is worried about Hurts, so let's see if he'll put some hurting on that.
No pun.
No pun intended. Hey, it's me. I'm good. You finished, Dave? All right, cool. Hey, great show, fellas. Hey, I found it. I was just sitting here looking at it and just noticing that we all got black on here. I didn't even notice that.
See, because of your lighting, look like you got gray on.
I know I do.
I was confused.
It's black. It's black. Trust me, I got the gray slacks on.
But
no.
Have them blue.
That's blue?
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah.
It looks black like.
Yeah, I could tell.
Oh, I see it now. I see it now.
I want you to like it's like I'm blue.
Messed up my. Nah.
I know, but it all look black.
It all looks black. But anyway, shout out to the Red Sox for losing the way they lost. Real nice there, fellas. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know what happens after the All-Star break for the Red Sox, but
I mean, we do have the hardest schedule in the league.
Apparently,
he might get the dub this upcoming series. Y'all own it.
I don't care. I don't care what we have. Like what I'm saying about them is, and I'm about to rant real quick. What I'm saying about them is this right here. You can't come off winning like you were winning before the All-Star break and then think that the doggone season is over. This has been the same story for the last 2 years. It's not, maybe 3 years. Okay, they come in and they're working really hard. They're playing very well in the first half of the season. Everybody doubts them, something like that. They give everybody hope. I don't even know what to call them. They're like your birthday is supposed to come, and then it's like Groundhog's Day because it goes back to the day before, and you never see your birthday. You guys will never send a championship because you guys don't know that the season's still going on. Okay, put down the beers in the clubhouse. Stop. You don't need any more sunflower seeds. The tar ain't working. Right. And it's crazy because like the Red Sox really believe in Al Cora. They gave him a contract extension.
I mean, he did win a World Series title with the Astros.
Yeah.
Even though he cheated.
He won one with us. I mean, did he not win? Did he not win his own?
Yeah.
Did he not win his own? Mm-hmm. So, but anywho, just stop playing, fellas. Shout out to the Patriots. They actually look like they have a cohesive offense going on out there. I was surprised. I was like, look, this is what an offense looks like. I haven't seen one in 3 years. Anyway, but anyway, shout out to R2. Man, I really, every time you guys allow me to come on, I really do appreciate it, and I want to give you guys my best every single time I come on here. So I do appreciate it every single time. And shout out to everybody else, Kevo and everyone else that's out here. You guys, I have much love from you.
Definitely.
It.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.